Hello there, my beautiful friends. Today I am bringing you a tutorial using something new from Colourpop, the new Strawberry Shake palette. If you are interested in seeing this strawberry themed eye look, then go ahead and keep on watching and let's jump right on in. So first off, I have to say thank you so incredibly much for 5,000 subscribers. I am honestly sitting here in shock seeing that number. Like, I can't freaking believe it. I can't even imagine what 5,000 people look like. Nonetheless, imagine 5,000 people watching my content or wanting to watch my content. So that's absolutely incredible, and truly I never thought I would make it here. So thank you so incredibly much for just watching my channel, just hearing me blab about makeup and being here and subscribing. I appreciate you more than I could ever say. And of course, meeting this 5K milestone means that I am bringing you guys a giveaway here very soon on my channel. I've been squirreling away products that I've been purchasing an extra one for the giveaway and whatnot for a few months now. So I have some stuff that I'm going to be giving away here very shortly. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully by the end of this week, maybe early next week, I will have it up. But anyway, enough of my jabbering here. Let's go ahead and jump on into this strawberry eye tutorial. Getting prepped for the eye look, I went ahead and placed just a pea-sized amount of the P. Louise Rumor base in the white shade Rumor 00. Now, to start off this look, I went ahead and picked up some of the shade Woke from the Colourpop Strawberry Shake palette. This is described as a soft rosy pink, but they describe it on their website as a baby pink. As you can see, this has much more of kind of a coral undertone than a baby pink undertone, so I don't really know how this is a baby pink. To me, it's more like a baby rosy peach, if that makes sense. And I went ahead and applied this guy throughout the crease and blended it upwards towards my brow bone. I used a really large fluffy brush to really blow this guy out. As you can see, this applied really pigmented and blended beautifully. I think that all the mattes in this palette blend really nicely, but especially the shade Woke, it just blended like an absolute dream, and the pigmentation was really nice as well. Next up, I went ahead and picked up the shade My Milkshake, which of course brings the infamous My Milkshake song to the mind. It's gonna be stuck in my head all day now that I've mentioned it. But I went ahead and basically applied this into my crease, but I kept it a little bit lower, I kept it a little bit tighter. I didn't bring it up as high as I brought the shade Woke. Now, this shade is described as a vibrant berry pink, and I would definitely describe it as that as well. It is really beautiful and pigmented, and it's very bright. Now I'm taking just a clean, small blending brush, and I am blending the edges just so that we have no harsh lines, and so everything looks nice and seamless and blended. There's no product on this brush. I am just simply trying to blur the edges just a little bit. Next up, we're picking up the shade Take a Sip, which is described as a vivid hot pink with pink and gold sparkles. Now, this to me was the brightest shade that I used of the entire bunch. It was super vibrant, and it was definitely a pink toned shade, but it had a little bit of coral thrown in there as well. I feel like all of these have a little bit of coral kind of thrown in the background there. You really could not see the sparkles at all on the eyes, like even in the slightest. It was really easy to blend, easy to use, and if you're intimidated by the fact that this guy has sparkles in it, it is strictly for aesthetics in my opinion. Next, I returned back to the shade Woke, and I just used a pencil brush to smudge this right underneath the lower lash line. I smudged it almost to the inner corner, and I stopped just right at the tear duct. It just makes everything look super smoky and sultry, and I do really like a smoky look when I'm working with lighter colors like these. Next up, I picked up a bit of concealer, and I'm cutting out a half cut crease, but this is a little bit more than a half cut crease. I would call it like 2/3 of the lid that I cut out, so like a 2/3 cut crease, if you will. And I went ahead and made this guy super oval shaped. I didn't want anything that was too rounded. I personally don't like the super rounded cut crease on my eyes. I think the oval shape looks a little bit better on my particular eye shape. I recently learned that I like this shade more personally for myself, and I learned it through many years of trial and error when it comes to cut crease. This is just the shape that works best for me. Now, I'm using my finger to kind of pat out the edges as well, just so that everything blends seamlessly. Now, this side, this eye in particular, I did not do very well at all, and I always mess one side up. One side always looks great, and the other side always looks like absolute crap, and that is the situation that you're seeing right here. So I did my best to salvage it, but it's not 100% perfect. Next, I went ahead and used a flat synthetic brush here, and I took the shade Delish, which they describe this as an icy pink. I personally don't see a whole lot of pink in this shade. To me, it's more like an icy gold champagne. There really isn't much pink that shows through. And this is a shimmer shade. I wouldn't really call it a metallic. I guess it's a metallic, but it's a really, really weak metallic in my personal opinion. It's very, 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 very sheer. And I went ahead and wetted my brush with this guy as well, and I didn't find it that impressive. I'm sorry. It was very lackluster in my opinion, and I really had to build it up to get to a decent amount of pigmentation for my personal liking. Someone who likes a really subtle shimmer or a really subtle metallic would really like this, but I like something really strong and intense, and this guy just didn't cut it for me. But I went ahead and placed this guy right over top of where I placed the concealer, just as a base. Along with purchasing the Colourpop Strawberry Shake palette, I went ahead and picked up one of their Jelly Much eyeshadows as well, which you guys know I absolutely love the Jelly Much shadows, and I picked up the shade Strawberry Jam, which is a gorgeous coppery tangerine with bright golden sheen and shimmers running throughout it. It's a really beautiful shade. It's very much orange based, which does confuse me a little bit because this is called Strawberry Jam, and to me this is more like pumpkin jam or pumpkin jelly or pumpkin butter, if you will. God, I love pumpkin butter, and that makes me hungry for pumpkin butter. But this was really pigmented and fairly easy to use with a brush. I always think that these apply a little bit better with your finger, but I just have really long nails on right now, so that's why I opted out for the brush. They can, however, get a bit messy if you pick up too much product, so I just suggest working with small amounts of product at a time. Finally, I took a gold glitter liner and just outlined the cut crease with it. This is from Etude House, which is a K-beauty brand, but I cannot remember for the life of me what shade this is. And if you're wondering what that blinding light coming from my brow bone and my inner corner is, I went ahead and placed a little bit of Davina's OMG on the brow bone and inner corner for just a little bit of extra bling. Overall, I really enjoyed using this palette for the most part. I personally think that the mattes were amazing. I think they were really easy to blend. I think they were really pigmented. I didn't find them to be patchy and didn't really have any issues with them. I really, really liked the mattes in this palette. The shimmers, I really was not impressed with. Like, even in the slightest, I didn't think that they were that impactful, and personally, I would have just preferred to have an all matte palette if I'm gonna have shimmers in this formula. But some people might like these shimmers just based on their personal preferences. I'm just not really the biggest fan, but that's okay. Of course, I love the Jelly Much shadow, but honestly, I wish it was just a little bit more pink toned because it's very much reminiscent of a pumpkin toned shadow. It reminds me of pumpkin butter, like I said, and it just doesn't really portray the strawberry theme as well as I personally think it could have been, but I do think it's a gorgeous shadow. I personally just would have liked to see a little bit more pink in there because we're talking strawberries here, folks. But that is going to be concluding this tutorial. I really hope that you guys found it enjoyable and that you found this helpful in some way. I think that the palette's pretty darn good for $12, and I'm definitely going to be reaching for it again just for those mattes because they are fabulous. But with that being said, if you are not already subscribed and you would like to be and you would like to see more of my videos and my content, then I would absolutely love it if you hit that subscribe button down below and joined the friend group here. And if you found this video helpful or enjoyable in some way, shape, or form, then go ahead and give me a big old thumbs up as well because it helps out the channel, it helps out small YouTubers. So if you guys choose to do so, or both of those things, then thank you so much. I appreciate the heck out of you, and I appreciate the heck out of everybody who has watched my channel over the last year and a half that I've been on YouTube. You guys are absolutely incredible, and I cannot thank you enough. Like, Jesus Christ, I'm so happy I can't even contain myself. Thank you. I really, really appreciate your support and you guys just being here. But with that being said, I hope you are having an absolutely amazing and beautiful day wherever you are, and thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope to see you next time. Bye!